Have you ever wanted to pack the charm of the French countryside into a shampoo bar? Well, this creamy French clay-infused formula I first created back in 2020 just got even better. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to whip up some beautiful, rock-hard shampoo bars. It's super easy, doesn't require any fancy equipment, and the finished bars are definitely something your friends will love, though I won't blame you if you decide to keep them for yourself. Before we can start making, you'll need two specific pieces of equipment that you might not have already if you are a newer maker. You'll need a pair of nitrile gloves so you can really get in there and squish our sudsy dough together. And to protect your lungs and prevent seriously unpleasant coughing fits, you need a tight-fitting respirator that seals well on your face. Okay, gloves on, mask snug? Good. Let's dive in with the dry phase. We're going to mix up a 300-gram batch today, which will make 5 60-gram shampoo bars. First up, the source of the bubbles. I'm using 2 gentle powdered surfactants. These form the bulk of the formula, and because they're solid, so are the finished bars. You'll need 147 grams sodium cocoyl isethionate and 60 grams sodium lauryl sulfoacetate. Because sodium lauryl sulfoacetate is often shortened to SLSa, people sometimes confuse it for sodium lauryl sulfate, or SLS. But just like Marilyn Monroe and Marilyn Manson are very different people despite similar sounding names, so are SLS and SLSa. SLSa is much gentler than SLS and is actually considered a natural surfactant. A quick tip though, avoid buying SLSa from Amazon. Too many sad, squishy shampoo flops have been traced back to dodgy bags of Amazon SLSa, so stick with a reputable DIY supplier. Your bars and your wallet will thank you. Up next, for a bit of subtle, natural color and a creamy lather boost, you'll need 15 grams French green clay. This is a smooth, fine, creamy clay that also makes a lovely face mask. If you'd like to use a different clay, you can, but do know it's going to change the finished bar. I really recommend sticking with smooth, creamy clays like kaolin or other French clays. Bentonite and Rossul, while very popular, are super different from French green clay, and so if you use those, the formula is going to require quite a lot more adjustment. The last ingredient in the dry phase is a bit of a weird one. When I first created this formulation back in 2020, I included some carrageenan, as Lush used Irish moss gel, aka carrageenan extract, in their scenic shampoo bar. I was doing lots of experimenting at the time, so I chucked some iota carrageenan into the bars to see what happened, and I liked the result. In the years since then, I found carrageenan to be a tricky ingredient to use in formulations I share with a wide audience because it can vary so much. There's not only iota, kappa, and lambda carrageenan, but there are also different degrees of refinement for all of those. So yeah, in this updated version of the formula, I switched to guar gum. It offers a similar slip and structure to the bars, but is a lot easier to shop for. Up next, the wet phase. First up, we've got one more surfactant to boost bubbles and improve mildness. Weigh out 30 grams of Caprylyl glucoside, a natural, non-ionic surfactant. Our next liquid ingredient ensures the bars are mild and don't leave our hair feeling overly dry and icky. Weigh out 15 grams golden jojoba oil. You can definitely use a different oil if you want to. I used apricot kernel oil in my initial experiments, and rather fancy Abyssinian oil when I first published this formulation back in 2020. You can't go too far wrong here, just choose something your hair likes that isn't too expensive and is liquid. Up next, 0.75 grams vitamin E adds some antioxidant benefits to extend the life of your oil, and 3 grams Optiphen Plus ensures the bars don't sprout any mold. To add some lovely scent, 3 grams of a fragrance or essential oil. I'm using plant-based Provençal from Stock Fragrance, which is part of their line of fragrances that are made entirely from plant-based ingredients. It's definitely quite lavender forward, but also has notes of honey, sunshine, wood, and an overall complexity that's really beguiling. You can, of course, use something else. Please read the free partner blog post for more information on that. And lastly, we'll round everything off with 12.75 grams distilled water and 3 grams citric acid. The citric acid brings the pH down to around 5, a good level for our hair, our skin, and the preservative. To make these bars, begin by dumping the powders into a bowl and stirring to break up any clumps. It won't look very green at all right now, but don't worry. The green in the clay will really come to life in the next step. Mix the wet ingredients together, make a well in the middle of the dry powders, and then pour in the wet phase. If you don't already have your gloves on, put them on and then get in there. Smush, knead, squeeze, channel your inner 4-year-old with a tub of Play-Doh and just go to town. It will definitely feel too dry at first, but don't panic. That's actually a good sign. Just keep working the mixture. When it's too dry to start, you know that it's not too wet, and then that means it's going to dry into a solid, long-lasting bar quickly. If you are at the point in your shampoo bar making journey where you'd like to graduate from following formulations like this one and start formulating your own, please check out my shampoo bar workshop. In it, I teach you how to formulate rock-hard shampoo bars for any hair type from the ground up. There's a link in the description box if you would like to learn more and sign up. Once you've got a smooth, workable dough, it's time to shape the bars before we leave them to age. You can shape them by hand like this if you want, but I'm going to use this little hand press from Humblebee to shape my bars. I'm dusting the top and bottom with a bit of purple mica, and then using this cute little lavender stamp to decorate each bar after pressing. Once you've shaped your bars, you can tidy them up a bit while they're still soft, and then leave them to age for 3 to 5 days before using. But why do they need to age? And why 3 to 5 days? Well, watch this video next. It's all about why we age shampoo bars, plus the results of a months-long experiment I did to determine what the best aging time is for different types of shampoo bars. It's really interesting, I swear. Thank you so much for watching, and happy making.